Long after the epic battles of Dunkirk or Stalingrad or Normandy begin to fade in our memories, there is one story that will linger, one story that will always remain fresh. That is the story of how we defeated the greatest professional army in the world with an army of civilians. Not many of us can recall more than 3 or 4 battles of our own Revolutionary War, but all of us remember the Minutemen. Those embattled farmers, blacksmiths, and school teachers, never trained to fight, who picked up guns and saved the day. So, too, we will remember the Minutemen of this war. This picture is the story of those men, and that's why it will never become old or dated. It will live as long as courage and decency and faith in democracy live. It shows us the kind of men who will forever and forever rise to fight anyone who tries to destroy our kind of civilization. It shows us the kind of men who will forever guard the way ahead.
That ought to warm them up a bit. International crisis. I tell you, Fred, things are getting serious. Do you know what time I got home last night? 10:30.
Winston's having another go at him upstairs.
Oh, well, that's something. You know that fellow Westlake, National Liberal, Bromwich East? You know how long he went on last night? Hour and 40 minutes solid.
I know, you're dead right.
It's the 3rd time this week. I tell you, Fred, my missus is getting proper fed up. We can have a war. Right. Let them start one now. Let them get on with it. Let us get home early to our suppers for once in a change.
War? Not a chance of it, madam. Not this year. Not in anybody's interest, is it, really?
Can I get a passage for California?
Yes, at the encounter over there. Payable to the agency, if you don't mind. Just Enco, no limited. Now, let's see. You'll arrive in Benghazi on the 20th and spend 3 days there.
Are we likely to run into any sandstorm?
No, madam. You know, confidentially, the Italians haven't been very clever about their publicity. If you ask me, Libya's the only unspoiled playground in the Mediterranean.
War, Mrs. Williams. That's the trouble, you see. It may start at any moment. We'd like to do lots of repairs, but our hands are tied.
They're not tied when it comes to taking the rent.
If times were normal, Mrs. Williams, we'd be giving you a bath with a geyser and new paint and everything of the best.
I don't want any geyser. I want the guttering put right. Drip, drip, drip all over the upstairs. It nearly drives you mad.
Oh, we can't all be thinking of ourselves in times like these, Mrs. Williams. And with the summer coming on, it won't be bothering you so much, will it?
I've only had it 6 months, and now they're talking about a war. I won't be able to get any spares. Foreign.
The war, you may not be able to get any petrol.
Don't talk, silly man. How am I going to be able to get home?
Nearly 1:15, Jim.
Won't be a moment.
You're in a hurry, aren't you? Oh, that again.
I got to be at the drill hole by 1:30.
Territorials. Now, look here, Jimmy boy. I was in the last lot. 3 years of the war office. Nearly ruined me health. You don't want to start looking for trouble. If there's going to be a war, and Mark, if they hadn't told us to keep cool after Munich, I wouldn't have put those new pumps up. But if there is going to be a war, the whole place goes over to munitions. Just like that. And with that knack of yours and my good management, why, there'll be a packet in it for all concerned. Enough for you to buy that little place of your own you're always talking about. And it's patriotic, too. All that was to tell you.
Hello, Mr. Jackson. Coming, Jim?
I can't get on the buttons like this. Button. Listen to him, a man with your husband's brains playing at soldiers. It isn't as if you've got any rifles or machine guns or any of the real things.
Oh, but they have, haven't you, Jim?
Of course we have, darling. Now, hurry up.
The trouble is to get them all clean. They've got so many new guns and tanks and...
Tanks? I thought he was in the infantry.
Well, they have little tanks.
You know, carrier. Well, the papers say you haven't got a thing. Not a thing.
You don't want to believe everything you read in the papers, Mr. Jackson. I wish I could take you along to the drill hole tonight. You'd be amazed. So much stuff there, we know where to put it. Hardly room to move. Wish I could take you along. Be a great eye-opener.
This is Crew. Crew station. Crew. Passengers for Liverpool, Shrewsbury, Chester, and Hacklefield should change here.
3 times a cup of tea. What about it, Mr. Peck?
Platform 7. We've got 5 minutes. Time for a quick cup. Shall I run and get you a cup, Mr. Davenport?
No. We'll all go. Can you tell me, where does the Hacklefield train start from?
Platform 7, over the bridge. Back half the train, though.
But are you going there, too?
I'll say. The Duke of Dindon's light foot sloggers. Can I have a cup of tea?
In fact, I'm a fellow with a very independent disposition. Can't stand people telling me what to do. But if they try it, then I always want to be rude. In fact, I usually am.
Yeah, I'll get him.
Well, that's why the army will have to put up with me and not me with the army.
Hey, stop shoving, mate, will you?
I'm sorry, old man. I'm sorry.
Tea? China for me, please. Better get used to Charles, all I got in the army.
Oh, good old army. The thin red line, smashing.
I don't blame you for getting bottled.
Yes, you gentlemen going to Hackensfield?
Yes. You too?
Yes.
Well, my name's Stainer. Can I interest any of you in buying a Rolls Royce or a Bentley?
3 teas and a bit of miss, please. 40. 40.
All set for the last lap, eh?
Looking forward to it, this bloke. Can't very well look back on it.
No, I wonder when we'll be able to.
Mr. Davenport was doing very important work at the time of this call-up.
I'll tell you something about the army. It's full of people who want to make you suffer because you're no good at polishing buttons. Well, it might have gone down with the last generation. It might even go down with some of you. But it's not going down with me because I'm independent. And if they don't like it, I'll walk right out.
What are you doing?
Don't you shout at me like that. Not in the army yet, you know.
You didn't do it on purpose. That's right. There's a nasty piece of work for you.
This is the way to treat 'em, see? Scared stiff of me he was. They always are when you stand up for yourself.
You look like a regular.
Fancy putting decent civilians under blokes like that.
Hurry up that bit of miss.
You can't eat by numbers and sleep by numbers. Have 'em yelling at you day in and day out. By the left, quick, hey!
Shut up, shut up. Oh, dear.
There you are, you see? He's ashamed of himself.
Hurry up with that bit of miss.
We haven't time for tea now. We've got to get across the bridge, you know. Have a bite?
No, thank you. I'm rather worried about my digestion. I have a very sensitive stomach.
Always did have, didn't you, Mr. Davenport?
Right.
Where are you going?
Get a seat.
Yes. A good idea.
But we were here before some of these people. Hauling service.
Lost Johnny without a pass for years.
10 gold plates, please. 10 gold plates.
Passengers for Hackensfield, your train is leaving from platform 7.
All right. Jump down, lads. I'll be back in a minute.
Doesn't seem such a bad bloke, that corporal.
Well, they've got to be nice to you when you're in civilian clothes.
Look at this.
Breathe natural. That's the idea.
Barbarian.
Hey, look.
Keep those knees up. Nice big strides. Feel the benefit. Come on, pick 'em up. Give them an intake. That's right. Nice tall fella should do well at PT. Stand up. Now stand up. Let's see a smile. Make the best of yourself. Come on, stand up, son. Stand up and look me straight in the eyes. That's right. You look a bit weird at the moment. So do you. Too much town life. We'll soon build you up. Smile. Nice smile. That's right. Come on. What's the matter with you, lads? Get your hair cut first thing. Make you feel better. And that's an order. Go on. You've only been 4 miles. Order Phil. Fresh as a daisy. Look up, my lucky lads. I'm coming off. Yeah. Right. Pay attention.
Then back from Dunkirk, I was sent to the training battalion as a sergeant instructor, and I went to the officers' training unit from there, sir.
Our job is to get up to strength again. We'd hoped for trained men, but we've got civilians, whether we like it or not. Some of them came in last week. 30 more are expected today. You'll probably be looking after them. I expect you'll get pretty fed up with them at first. They won't seem as keen as you are. Then one morning you'll wake up and you'll find you've got a platoon of some of the finest infantry in the world. I don't know how it happens, but it does.
Oh, Edwards. Sir?
This is Perry.
Hello. Very glad to have you.
Thank you, sir.
You're lucky. You might have been posted to one of the other companies.
Perry's in France with the 12th Battalion.
NCO?
Sergeant, sir.
Oh, by the way, has the depot sent you your sergeant yet?
Due this afternoon, sir. Name's Fletcher. Regular with 7-year service.
Well, let me know what you think of him.
Right, sir.
Right, Perry. I'll leave Captain Edwards to look after you.
Sir? I'm giving you number 9 platoon, sir.
Fine.
I can feel my rheumatics coming back again already.
Oh, you'll have to get rid of those before they start us on these courses, chum. Jumping ditches full of broken glass with bullets whistling by.
How do you know that?
Picture post.
I can't understand it.
The government puts up walls with broken glass on top to protect its property, then trains blokes to get across it at its own expense.
At our expense, man. We're just cogs in a great machine. We pay for our own discomfort.
These living conditions are most insanitary.
Not if we keep all the doors and windows open.
I can't sleep with the windows open.
How is your stomach, Mr. Davenport?
Acute.
That'll be the worry.
It's your bowels. Driving the tractor for a week would put it right for you.
Were you a farmer then?
I wouldn't be here if I was. I worked on a farm, though. I have a lassie doing my job now. She's better looking than me, but not for that kind of work. What else does the same picture post?
Oh, yes, sir. When you come to the barbed wire, one fella lays across it, and all the others run over his back.
Oh, shut up, can't you?
I'm only telling them. Battle training, they call it. You know, just to get you used to things. Real live bullets they use, too.
Well, I won't be shot at merely to gratify some oafish military whim.
Then, of course, there's these bayonet charges. 3 miles long, uphill. They make you run all the way, too. And then you go on swinging from tree to tree on ropes. You know, Tarzan fashion. Should be very interesting.
Why don't you turn it up?
What have you got to smile about, Lloyd? Oh, nothing.
What a tragedy it all is.
I'll get my lumbago back again at this rate. I didn't ought to be in the army. Not really. Any day now. Lumbago.
Leave it. I'll tell you when to pick it up. But standard, case! That man in the front rank there on the left. Stay there. Corporal, pull him into correct his position.
Feet 12 inches apart, stomach in, arms straight. Brace yourself up.
All right, Corporal. Squad, shout! As you were, wake up. What's your name, Daventry?
Davenport.
You're too slow. 5 minutes behind the others. Think what you're doing. And you too. And you, Lloyd, wait for the word of command before you move. Look to your front.
Officer coming, Sergeant.
All right, Corporal, fall in. Pick it up. Slide. Stand!
Stand, do you see?
Sir. Squad, steady! Eight!
What's your name?
Truscott. Sir, stand to attention when the officer addresses you.
I take these names to the tailor, Sergeant Fletcher.
Very good, sir. Look to the front.
You think you're going to enjoy the army, Truscott?
Well, I put down for the Navy, sir.
Your name?
Lloyd, sir.
Go on, stand at ease.
Oh, this is far too big.
Very good, sir.
Keep those trousers well hitched up.
Yes.
What's your name?
Herbert Davenport, sir.
What's the trouble with the boots?
They're a little tight in the toes, sir. I've rather high instep.
What was your job before you came here?
Rather an important one, actually, sir. I was in charge of 3 departments at Burbage's, including officer's kit.
Too big, Sergeant Fletcher.
And the trousers are a little loose in the seat.
Your name?
Parsons, sir.
Bill, what do you think of barrack room inspection is a joke? Laid out proper. You've got another 5 tons to shift yet? Come on! You'll do it properly if I have to keep you here all night. 6 men to scrub out the cookhouse. You, and you. Hey! Straight! Wake up that man! No, you can't have 48 hours. You've only been in a month. What do you think this is, a holiday camp? Stand up! Pick up that step! You 6 are detailed for guard tonight. Got it?
It is alive, isn't it, eh?
A child of 3 doesn't take as much pleasure in making a noise as Sergeant Fletcher.
Well, it's just like I said. Putting us under guys like that, it's criminal. 2 guards in 1 week.
No, 13 days it is.
Oh, shut up.
Who was it made him turn nasty in the first place, spilling his tea?
He'll soon change his tune. Who's going to make him? I am. When? As soon as I know my way around a bit.
When will that be? 10 years' time? We've only done 6 weeks so far. Will you look at that spuddy?
Throw it away.
Yeah, don't throw a perfectly good spud away. Give it here.
You're a nuisance, you are.
I still don't see how Fletcher could have remembered us all.
I had my back to him.
He remembered us all right. Just like I said in the first place. The army.
Hey, that man!
Hello, what's that?
That man! Take those hands out of your pockets! Yes, you!
There's no parade. Hark at him shouting.
Cad.
Look at him. You think he'd know those letters off by heart by now?
I don't seem to get any letters somehow.
Come on, you. You're not getting out of this. We're saving yours for you.
We're going to shoot that rat the day we get live ammo.
What was all the shouting?
I'm walking back from the left, quietly, committing no offence. All at once I feels the old nose running. So, of course, my hand goes in my pocket to get the old hanky out.
Next thing I hear is that voice of his yelling at me across the square, you know, from near the nappy. Take your hands out of your pockets, that man. That man. You wouldn't think we was human beings. You can't blow your nose, you can't now. There you are, I warned you, didn't I, all of you?
You did, Geoffrey?
Been just the same even if we hadn't have spilled his tea. Tried to throw it in his face.
Golly.
I'd love to have done it. It was boiling hot.
You keep on saying that. I'd like to see you do it.
Well, I would have done it.
Staring you make me sick.
Oh?
You keep on talking, you never do a thing.
Well, what can I do?
Go and see the officer.
Oh, don't be mad.
You'll be within your rights.
Yes, would they ever forget? I tell you, Lloyd, they've got you where they want you.
I'm going to see the officer.
Never.
Is that wise?
No, but I hate gas bags.
What are you going to say, mate?
I got plenty to say.
Be careful. Not mutiny. You know what that leads to.
Look out, here it comes.
All right, when you finish here, report down to the quartermaster's stores. He's got some scrubbing for you. Oh, and by the way, the next man I catch walking about the camp with his hands in his pockets will be put on a charge. Got it?
Right, Sergeant.
Yes?
I want to see the officer, please.
What for?
My reasons are private.
All right. Write out the application in the proper manner and let me have it. And I'll see if Mr. Petty can see you.
Thanks, Sergeant.
Right. When you all get through, get down to the stores.
Look, Lloyd, I'll tell you what to say.
Well, if there hadn't been this trouble at Crewe Station, you think that Sergeant Fletcher might have been easier with you, is that it?
Yes, I do, sir.
Now, these extra guard duties you're talking about, according to the roasters, you've done no more than anybody else. Do you think that because of what happened at Crewe, you may be blaming Sergeant Fletcher for doing what's really his job?
It isn't only the guards, sir.
You've been in the army, what, 6 weeks? Isn't that rather a short time to make up your mind about a soldier like Sergeant Fletcher?
I wouldn't have come to you, sir, if I hadn't felt justified.
Well, anyway, you made a complaint. Now it's my job either to investigate it myself or refer the whole thing to the company commander. Would you like to take it up with Captain Edwards? If you do, you'll have to make a formal complaint in front of Sergeant Fletcher.
No, I'd rather leave it to you, sir.
Very well, Lloyd.
Thanks.
Senseis! March! Quick, march!
Look here, haven't I been thinking? If he didn't actually say nothing, he must have hinted.
For the 100th time, he said he'd look into it. That's all. And for goodness sake, shut up.
Told you it wouldn't do any good. No, but if he looks into it like what he said...
Brewer, fetch the cocoa. Right, Sergeant. Won't be having cocoa at the Sergeant's mess party. Wine, women and song.
You went to the competitions. I'll bet you that... Good evening, sir. What will it be, bitter?
Thank you, sir.
Have a seven,
Right,
sir.
What's the Sergeant Major going to bet on?
Number 10 platoon, sir. Used to be his.
Well, we don't mind taking his money, do we?
I should hope not, sir.
My old battalion are all territorial, so I haven't had much experience with these men just called up. Do they usually make complaints?
Lloyd, sir?
Yes.
Well, all soldiers like a bit of a grumble, don't they, sir? After all, it's not very funny to have to run when you feel like walking, or to stand up when you feel you could do with a sit down, or to have someone shouting at you when you're doing your best.
No, I think it does a man good let off steam a bit, sir.
Yes, if that's all it is.
Well, they're new, sir. There's some good men there. Lloyd, for one. He hasn't got the hang of things yet, but he's got the knack of handling men all right. He's a bit of a nuisance at the moment, but later on he'll make an NCO. Now, Luke...
Got him on it again, have you, sir? The adjutant was talking about taking some of his men for the mortar platoon. The way Sergeant Fletcher carried on, well, do you think someone is pinching his watch? He even said that Professor bloke, Davenport, said he had the makings of a soldier.
No, there's nothing much wrong with Davenport. Another few weeks in the army won't put right, Sergeant Major.
Dana?
Yes, what about him?
Well, the same with him, sir. He was a bit of a mess when he first came in, but he'll shake down with the rest in time. We haven't got a dud there, sir.
See what I mean, sir? Optimistic.
Same thing in France, too. If we'd only had the guns and planes and tanks and things, it might all have... Well, anyway, that was that.
There'll be no more of that nonsense. It's going to be a big change.
Yes, sir.
Things are going to be very different from now on, son Fletcher.
Yes, sir.
Sorry, sir.
Good evening, Bert.
Good evening, sir.
Here, he's giving it to him. He's giving it to him proper.
Who's giving what to who?
The old screamer. Penny's giving him a right pressing down. I just heard him.
What did he say? He says things are going to be different from now on. I don't want any more of that nonsense. He says there's going to be a change. Go on, what did the sergeant say?
He says, yes, sir. That's all. Very slow. But sort of silly look on his face. Almost human he was. Had all the stuffing knocked out of him.
Good for you, Evan. You're a very plucky lad.
I owe you an apology, Evan.
Well, I don't know.
From now on, he'll be as quiet as a little lamb. You see, tomorrow he'll be saying please.
Come on, Sergeant, Infantry Outpost Marines! Tusker, get that fat side over! Parsons, Dex, come on! 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 Come on, step forward! Wait a minute! Wait! Get on with it, Luke! What's the matter with you? Come on, Beck, come on, hurry up, hurry up. Come on, come on, come on, come on, Parsons. Come on, the rest of you. Come on, go on, Tusker. Don't you see? Come on. Well, get unstuck, get out of it. Now, what have you done? Don't think about that line. Come back, take it in your stride. Quick as lightning you ought to be. Come on, George, come on, get some of that fat off. Get over there. Come on, Parsons, you can do it, Nat. Where's your brains, man? What's the matter with you? Swing across, don't throw. Right, double up, double up. Come on, Parsons. Right, you can use the mobile canteen.
Well, what about it, Sergeant Fletcher?
Not bad, sir. Not bad at all. Parsons held him up a bit at the second obstacle.
What is the matter with him?
I don't quite know, sir. There must be something wrong with him. No grousing at all. As if there was something on his mind.
Tomorrow he'll be saying please.
I only said what I heard.
Well, you heard wrong. Like I always said,
The officers seem to be enjoying the fun.
Grinning he was. I saw him.
Things has got to be different, that's what he said.
Oh, shut up. Oh, well, I've come to a conclusion.
What's that?
I don't like the army.
2 flans, 2 teas.
razor blades?
Foreigner razor blades, yes?
Tea, please, and a piece of chocolate Swiss roll.
Pay attention. Go on eating.
Oh, here he comes. Can't leave us alone for a minute.
I'm supposed to organize this regimental concert, and I shall badly need some help. So, if any of you can play anything, dance, sing, pull things out of hats, can I have your names? I shall need all the help I can get.
I do recitations. Shall I put my hand up?
You do, and I'll clock you.
Well, think it over and let me know. Well, I nearly got knocked down by the rush.
Oh, they'll be all right, sir.
Why didn't you want to help him?
Won't help us. Why should we help him?
You don't seem to be having a very good time. Don't you ever get into town?
Well, occasionally, but there's only one cinema and we've seen the film this week.
Why don't you come over to tea?
Oh, yes,
please.
When?
Sunday.
For all of us?
Well,
If we keep it down to 7.
all right.
What time?
4, 4:30.
4.
Who do we ask for?
Marjorie Gillingham, number 12 Elmore Street.
12 Elmore Street.
It's just
Right, pull in. All right, we'll find it. Goodbye. Goodbye.
See you Sunday.
Good, Dad. Ring the bell.
Steady, steady. She may be looking out of the window.
Oh, hello, chaps.
Miss Gillingham.
That's right. Come on in, boys. How many of you are there?
Just the 7, Sergeant.
Oh, quite a party. Last man in, shut the door, will you? Okay, Sergeant.
Charming house you have here. Bit of a change after our barrack room. Less congestion.
Yeah. More room, too. Well, sit down anywhere. Mrs. Gillingham will be down in a minute. Well, how are you liking the army?
Need you ask?
Oh, I expect you'll get over that. Been in long?
7 weeks. Seems like years.
I know.
What are you in, bombers?
No, fighters.
On leave?
Sick leave.
You're lucky.
We could do with a bit of that. How do you wangle it?
What are you, really sick, eh?
Well, shut up a bit. Oh, but I'm all right now, though. See this wristwatch?
Amazing. It landed 5 miles from where I did, and they told me afterwards it was still going when they picked it up. Some farmer chap found it. Bit of luck, eh?
Of course, sir. I didn't really need to.
Hello, so you got here all right? Mother will be down in a minute. Come on, Buster. We'll have to hurry or we'll miss the beginning.
Well, so long, boys. They're going to see that Merchant Navy picture. Seen it? Marvellous job those chaps do. And they don't wear a uniform. Come on, darling. Cheerio.
Goodbye.
All right, bye.
I wish we wore uniforms with a collar and tie. This makes you feel like a convict.
What do you think you are?
How do you do? I'm Marjorie's mother. I'm so glad she persuaded you to come along. The boys in the battalion before you always used to come. Oh, thank you so much. So did the boys from the Ak battery. Until they moved. I always say if Marjorie can have her canteen, I don't see why I shouldn't have mine. Now do sit down, please, all of you. That's right. Yes, that's the comfortable chair. And you can put your plate on that little table there.
This is extremely kind of you, Mrs. Gillingham.
That's right. Oh, dear. I'm afraid this place is rather untidy, but this house is really a little bit too big for me. Now, do make yourselves at home. Well, and how do you like the army?
We don't.
Oh, dear, what a pity. Now, hands up for China tea and hands up for Indian.
And then what does he do? As us marching up and down till our feet are nearly bleeding. I tell you, he's a proper very nasty fella.
And the officer just smiled and then asked for volunteers for the camp concert.
Both the sergeant and the officer, they're as bad as each other, Mrs. Gillingham.
That's right, Mum. It's true.
Oh, dear, 'tis a shame, isn't it? Who'd like another chocolate biscuit?
Yes, please.
But they haven't taken your appetite away from you, have
Well,
they?
the food's not good enough for that, Mrs. Gillingham.
Terrible. Do you know, since we've been in the army, we haven't had a proper bath?
Well, a shower's really quicker. Sure.
You can always have one here if you bring your own towels. Only let me know in time. I have such trouble with the boiler.
Oh? What do you burn? What sort of boiler is it? I could probably show you a saving. I'll pop in sometime and have a look at it for you.
I wish you would. Marjorie's friend Buster couldn't do anything with it, though, and naturally he knows all about engines and things. You poor lad, your life sounds terribly gloomy.
It is, Mrs. Gillingham, it is.
Well out of this. I'd rather be here than in the glass house. Wonder why he didn't tell us about it before.
Well, whatever it is, we won't recognize him when he gets out of that place.
Prosecuted for a few sticks of furniture. I reckon they'll give him field punishment.
Having a nice time?
Come down here and I'll tell you. Bloody gunners. But they slept in this lorry the last 2 nights.
Well, actually, it's not as comfy as a nice ditch. If you put a ground sheet down, I'd sleep very well myself. Into the left. Keep into the left. Oh, look.
Why don't you look where you're going?
And remember, Perry, everything depends on your getting that bridge as quickly as possible and holding it. Until you do, the company can't get on with its job. All right? Right, sir.
Section commanders over here. Look at this. That's B Company. Where are they going? Out of it already, Corporal?
I'm found wounded dead. We got caught in the open. They had a spring gun on us.
Oh, bad luck.
Good luck, I call it.
Yes.
Right. Now listen carefully. Our job is to take the bridge which lies just over that hill. We've got to get there without being seen. So make the best use of the ground, and whatever happens, keep your heads down. Can't go on this way, they'll see us. Stop the section, I'll go around here to the right. Have a look.
This is too stupid for words. Think of the other blokes, they'll be home by now, cushy.
I am thinking of them. What's the point of us staying out here for hours? Why can't we get back?
Easy said, mate.
Easy done, too. We could get killed. It often happens on battlefields.
What, killed intentional? But that's not fair.
Shut up.
This is all right, tell him to come on.
Very good, sir.
Best use of ground.
Lloyd, what do we do? Follow me. When I give the word, do as I do.
Watch your front.
There they are, sir.
Won't be long now.
Home sweet home again. I wonder what's for tea. I don't care as long as there's pickles, then, for a lovely long pint of beer.
I'll come with you, mate. Look who's here. Where'd you come from?
Well, haven't you been?
Yes, I've been.
Well, what did they do to you?
Gave me 48 hours.
What to do?
Go to London. Get things straightened up.
There you see.
Yeah, I thought you weren't coming back till tonight.
Well, we did extra special well, so they said we needn't stay. We have Evan to thank for that. I reckon Evan should be the officer. We'll do all right, eh, boys? Better get your wet things off instead of talking. What happened with the colonel?
Well, of course, I had the wind up at first, but Terry was there and spoke for me. Well, the colonel chewed me off properly, but, well, it wasn't too bad. Terry's fixing up about a war emergency grant for me. Hilda's ever so pleased. How did you come to get back?
Influence.
Oh, we're home again anyway. Oh, you lovely bed.
Wonder what the others are doing.
Probably still capturing bridges covered with mud.
Serves them right.
Blimey, look out. Here he is.
Tea's ready in the cookhouse, sir. Shall I march him down, sir?
Pity we didn't see it through, sir, eh?
When this regiment was formed, our country was doing pretty badly. Napoleon's armies were just across the Channel getting ready to invade us. We'd had defeat after defeat, and a great many people thought we were finished. We weren't, but not because we were lucky. When the 1st Battalion of this regiment marched, it was against Napoleon. Talavera, 1809, that was the first battle they made their own. And they marched 42 miles in 24 hours of a Spanish summer. And every man jack of them carried a 60-pound pack. Talavera, look at your cap badges, you'll see the name on it, and the other battles too. Barossa, Sabugal. At Sabugal, together with 4 companies of riflemen, they defeated 5 times the number of Napoleon's troops. Salamanca, Ortez, Waterloo, Alma, Sebastopol, Tel El Kebir, Mons, Ypres, Somme. Those are battle honors. You're allowed to wear that badge with those names on it, to show that you belong to the regiment that won them, and that when the time comes, you'll do as well as they did. Last year, that badge was in France. This year, in Libya. It hasn't been disgraced yet. Now you're wearing it. I know what went wrong today. It so happens that Captain Edwards doesn't. You needn't worry, I'm not going to tell him. He's quite depressed enough as it is to think it was his company that let the whole battalion down. But I just want to tell you this. If you ever get near any real fighting, I don't suppose you'll ever be good enough, but if you do, you'll find that you're looking to other men not to let you down. If you're lucky, you'll have soldiers like Captain Edwards and Sergeant Fletcher to look to. If they're lucky, they'll be with another company. All right, Sergeant Fletcher, they can have their tea.
Platoon! Chad! All right, get the rest of your stuff off and fall in outside in 5 minutes.
What's up?
Hear him talk, you'd think we'd lost the war.
Yes.
He'll be as bad as the sergeant now.
Come on, Johnson! Come on! Mr. Perry's miles ahead! Let's catch him up!
the day you missed on the exercise.
Was that any better, sir?
17 and a half. Sergeant Fletcher?
Sir? Opposite this time, sir.
17 and a half.
That's better than the other platoon, sir.
Yes.
17 and a half minutes. That doesn't sound humanly possible.
You didn't do it in 17 and a half. You were right behind.
So was Bert. Wasn't you?
Just in front of you, though.
Well, what does it matter? You don't care if we break our Persian necks. How much better do we have to be to get a thank you out of him?
I don't blame him.
Eh?
What?
Listen, who's talking?
Well, you've been jolly decent to me.
You weren't there, you twerp, so shut up.
We only did it for a joke anyway. I think he'd be decent enough to see that.
Parsons!
Sergeant?
Over here.
Well, we've asked for it, and we got it.
For the duration.
Cunning little beggar, sucking up.
See left.
Good.
Serve him right. I wonder what he was sucking up to Perry and Fletcher for.
Trying to get more leave for himself, I should think.
So long, boys. See you later.
Bye.
See you, Marjorie.
Just steady on with that, sugar.
Here are the scones. Isn't Bill down yet? I do hope the bath water's still hot. How's the leg now, Bert?
Thank you. It's rather worse since I put the iodine on it.
It'll be better later, I expect.
Should see my leg, Mrs. Gillingham. It's got a bruise on it about as big as that plate.
Just put those down there to keep hot, will you, Tim?
Yes, Miss Finney. It's agony to move it. Did it on that perishing tree obstacle.
Well, you ought to take it slower if you can't do it without hurting yourself.
I didn't notice you taking it any slower. You were so busy trying to impress our loving officer.
Now, look here.
Oh, shut up, both of you.
Boys. I don't know what's come over you lately.
Well...
Now stop quarrelling and eat your scones. You ought to be ashamed of yourselves. Ah, here's Bill. Now he's not grumpy.
Sorry I've been so long.
That's all right.
Oh, yeah.
Please give Bill a scone.
Oh, do you have a scone, Lord Fauntleroy?
Oh, I wonder who that can be.
Sure you wouldn't rather sit here, Bill? It's more comfy.
Oh, thanks, Jeff. Very nice of you.
Oh, it's another soldier.
It's Fletcher.
What?
Fletcher. He asked me about baths at the camp.
So that's what it was.
And you told him about this place?
Yes?
You BF you. Listen.
Mrs. Gillingham?
Yes?
I heard at the camp that you were kind enough to let people have baths, and I wondered if...
Oh, yes, do come in. It's no trouble at all. I know how difficult it is for you boys at the camp. Perhaps you'd like some tea while the water heats up.
Well, thank you very much.
What's your name?
Perry.
This is Perry, boys.
Oh, we have met.
Oh, you know each other. That's splendid. I hope you haven't got the same dreadful officer these poor lads have got.
Same one.
Well, not really dread.
Suppose you find it very trying, too.
Yes. I'll pop down and tune up the boiler again. No trouble.
Oh, dear. He doesn't really understand it very well. Sugar?
Please.
I think perhaps I'd better go down and see what he's doing.
Charming woman, Mrs. Gillingham, sir.
Yes, she seems very nice.
Fine. She lets us have baths here every week.
Oh, you're lucky. No, thanks, I got some.
Any truth in the rumor, sir, that the Sergeant Major's got bronchitis?
Just lost his voice on parade, I think.
Shouting, sir?
Just giving orders, Taylor.
Will you? Here are cakes, huh?
Oh, thank you.
Crew station. Crew. Jim. Passengers for Liverpool, Shrewsbury, Chester, and Hacklefield should change here.
Come on, London train.
What's the first thing you're going to do when you get home, Ted? Put a pair of slippers on. What after that, Ted? Send the kids off to the pictures.
Hello.
Good afternoon, sir.
Have a good leave.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you, sir. 2 whiskeys?
Are those the awful men you wrote to me about?
No, that's another lot. Quite different.
So that's his missus, eh? A nice bed of stuff.
Turn it up, will you?
Porter, Cardiff,
1043, this platform.
Second to the old 1031 then.
Took it all.
Go on. Lovely service that was. Here's the Glasgow train over the bridge. Yes, number 3, look.
Is us?
Certainly is.
Tilted.
Council rise, here I come. Go on, Ted. Sit down. Sit down.
Home, sweet home.
Workers, playtime.
Turn it off.
I want it on.
Turn it off, I say.
No.
Turn it off.
Ted, she's your daughter. She's got her mind of her own, too.
All right, turn it up a bit louder.
I suppose the army's still all potato peeling, eh?
No.
You should have joined the Welsh Guards. They sing beautifully.
Light infantry, move faster, Mrs. Daniel.
What's this on your cap? Badge. I know that, Evan. I'm not daft, but what does it say?
There you are. Talavera was a battle before. Did you win it? Of course, it was a battle on us. Look at the rest. Busaco, Barossa, Sabugal. You can't fight any war without infantry.
That infantry stuff's as old as the hills. Air power, tanks, they're the new weapons. Engines of war. The only engine the infantryman has is a poor old human body, and that has grievous limitations.
I don't agree.
Yes.
Now, what I mean Listen, Sam, an infantryman is one of the most highly skilled technical men in the modern army. He has to be a mechanic, a gunner, an explosives expert, and an athlete to begin with. He has a greater variety of weapons than all the rest of the army put together. He has to be trained in not just one sort of tactics, but in every sort. Street fighting, tank hunting, wood clearing, and all the rest. That's what we're going on to when I get back.
Has the quality deteriorated, Mr. Thurtle?
Not really, Mr. Davenport. It's old stock. Of course, those Cupid bird baths that used to be 2 guineas, they come out at £4.10 now. Purchase tax, of course.
If I were the public, Thurtle, I'd do without a bird bath.
That's what it does.
It does? But the public must be made to buy. Has the war completely deprived us of initiative?
What?
Yes, madam, what can we show you?
What happened to Betty and Joyce, then?
Betty's in munitions. Joyce is in the ATF. Got her commission. Should have thought you'd have got yours by now.
They tried to get me to take one. I didn't want it. No stripes, no pips, no responsibility. Just a nice, easy life for the boys.
Tracy. Mommy, there's no mosquito back.
She is sweet.
It's been such fun, Jim.
Yes. Back tomorrow.
I wonder how much longer it'll last.
Sorry, sir. Well, I called this meeting because I got some news for you. The information I have is security. So I know I can depend on you to keep your mouth shut about it. Is that understood? Yes. I don't know very much about it myself, but we're going abroad. And the circumstances are rather unusual because, for security reasons, we're not getting the ordinary embarkation leave. Instead...
You're still there, Sergeant Major?
I don't know.
It would be something if we could get our marching orders, eh?
Yeah.
The lads need it. They're fully trained and fighting fit. They want action. I don't blame them. The papers may have forgotten Greece and Crete, but I haven't. What do you say?
Yes, I reckon you've earned it all right.
Well, so have you.
I'm getting on, Ned. Mobile war's a young man's job. Office work's more in my line nowadays. I can see it in the old man's eye.
Yeah, you're kidding. Office work, you
Oh, like a plenty of it, ain't I?
Yes.
Evening, Commander.
Good evening, sir. To you, sir.
Hello,
Hello, I thought you would have been the sergeant's mess.
Oh, no, sir, I was just clearing up one or two things.
Well, the colonel's just given us some good news.
Oh, yes, sir. What sort of good news, sir?
We're all going off on a 2-month course in about a month, towards the end of October.
What kind of course, sir?
Something new.
Must be. We've done nearly everything now.
Anyway, it's pretty important. All leaves have been put forward.
I see, sir.
Everybody has to have their 7 days by the end of September.
Very well, sir. I'll see the sergeant major in the morning about the leave roster.
All right. Sergeant Fletcher.
Yes, sir.
When you tell the men, don't tell them what you're thinking.
Yes. No.
Good night.
And I was the only boy. Nothing I like better than a good old sing-song.
Horrible noise coming from somewhere. I think it was Fletcher's lovely voice.
Here, it's this lot here harmonising.
I'll have to know I used to sing in a choir till my voice broke.
Oh, and then they called you up.
All right, just a moment. Another 10 minutes till lights out, Sergeant. All right, Corporal. I haven't said a word, have I?
Now, listen. I've got some good news for you. In October, we're all going off on a special course of 2 months' training. And I should say, it's going to be very tiring. So the CO has brought all leave forward a bit.
That's something anyway.
Well, I thought you'd like to know, so you can write home and so forth. That's all. The new leave list will be out tomorrow. Night.
Well, we get our leave early anyway.
Yes, and the next one later. Don't forget that.
I wonder what it is. We've done everything twice already.
Well, I can tell you what it is. We've got no real fighting for us to do. So somebody says, what should we do with the 9th DOGs? And somebody else says, why not give them a bit of training? That always keeps them quiet. So thoroughly won't be so bad, will it?
I read in the paper the other day that we're not going to open a second front till 1947.
If we don't get some action soon, they're going to ask for my cards back.
Perhaps we're going to be paratroops.
I'd like to see a battalion of motorized infantry drop by parachute.
Who's room orderly tomorrow?
I am.
Better clean out the inside of that stove. It's full of fag ends.
Okay.
I wonder why the sergeant was so pleased with himself.
He wants to get home to his wife.
Yes, I suppose that's it.
She has my sympathy. Fancy 7 whole days with him by numbers.
It's a funny thing, but there was a time when I couldn't have imagined him having a wife.
Pity 7 days is so short, eh?
Goodbye, dear. Goodbye, Bill. You'll be back soon.
That's right, Hilda.
Okay. All right. Bert, have a nice meal.
Yes, fine, thanks. Well, it's very nice of you to come and see me off, sir.
Pleasure, Davenport. Very pleased to have seen you again.
Take your seats on the pin for
Hello, Luke. Have a good leave?
Oh, grand, Sergeant, thanks.
Take your coat. Thanks. Well, goodbye, dear.
Bye-bye.
Well, it's sort of war, isn't it? Here 1 minute and gone the next.
That's right. That Mr. Perry over there?
Yes.
Looks all right.
Good as a regular. Almost. Goodbye, dear.
It's funny how much of our lives we seem to spend on platforms.
Yes, the amount of times we said goodbye on this one in the last 3 years.
Why not we'll look like 1970? Darling, don't wait.
Jimmy, if you should ever go away without saying goodbye to me, I'd never forgive you, you know.
You'd better get in, Jet. We're due out.
Okay, Sid.
And don't forget, any special thing you want, it's your birthday soon. I'll let you know, Dad.
Bless you, son. Take care of yourself.
I will.
I won't wait.
Goodbye, darling. See you soon. Don't be too easy with Phyllis.
Goodbye. Take care of yourself.
I will. See you in a fortnight's time.
Goodbye, dear.
Goodbye.
God bless you, dear.
God bless. Lights down.
She went off for a while. See you in a fortnight, I said. Don't worry, Ted, we're going abroad to a nice warm climate. I can taste the bananas already.
Perhaps we're going for a trip round the world. I don't care where we're going. I'm ready for anywhere except maybe Iceland. We wouldn't be going there with all this transport.
They made mistakes before now.
Oh, there, wait, put the ring over the hook. I wonder where we are going. Listen.
We're moving.
One, two. One, two. Deep. Get that lovely fresh air in your lungs. Come on, Mr. Perry, I can see you.
Come on, sir, come on.
Steady! Break off!
It's going round the ship so that we pass Gibraltar during the night. Do you think there's probably any...
I haven't the faintest idea.
I think I saw the outline of the rock in the night, sir.
Ah, that was the shadow of that ship out there. No, really, I haven't heard anything. As soon as I do, I'll pass it on to you.
Where do you think we are, Beck? Yes, sir. Oh, I should say 2 days from the Cape, sir.
All right, sit down. Well, we just had some very good news. Major Edwards is telling the rest of the company, and I'm going to pass it on to you. The 8th Army have just won a big victory at Alamein, and Rommel is in full retreat. We haven't heard half of it yet. Now, we, in this convoy, are part of a big invasion force, American as well as British, that is going to French North Afrika to remove the enemy from there and then cut Rommel's only line of retreat. We land about 40 hours from now. I can't quite tell you where yet, but I can tell you this. This is the first step in the great offensive that's going to make Hitler and Mussolini put up the shutters and go out of business. Now, in the past, we've all had our ups and downs, and many of us have been pretty fed up at times. Not people like Brewer and Davenport, of course. However, that's all behind us now, and it looks as though all this training we did is going to come in pretty handy after all. Now, I'll just give you what details I can.
Jerry's around again. Guns? No, depth charges. I shouldn't let anyone catch you smoking in here if I were you.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Right.
Now walk to your boat stations. Do that up, Luke. Yes, rifle sit. Right. Sergeant Fletcher, go to the boat station. No one has to go near a boat till they're told to.
Yes, sir. All right here. All right, what about the torpedo?
Yes, on the port side.
Started in number 4 hold, sir. Get every hose along and tell the engineers. That's moving. Look out! Are you all right over there? Okay. Mr. Mate! Yes, what is it? Cargo shifting! Can I have some more hands below? Right!
You fellas there, come with me.
Leave your rifles here, follow me.
Fire started on the upper tween deck, sir.
Right, get below. Try and keep the magazine cool with the hoses. You three, go with it. The rest of you, lose as much weight as possible from this side of the ship. Start with this transport.
Over the side of these trucks. Unship those rails!
Shall we get that stuff out of the magazine? 200 tons of it.
One through fast!
Come on, get a bloody move on.
All that work there?
All our new stuff, eh, sir? I know.
Right, break off! Take this rope, make it fast there. Make it snappy, tuck that sling over that rail. Look out! Chuck that rope round the back of it. Now we're gonna chuck in front of that carrier. Get another hose on that magazine.
That magazine will save us some trouble in a minute.
Hurry! Hurry! It's good!
Right, I'll tell the skipper.
The fire's out of control down there. We can't hold it any longer.
Right. Destroyer coming alongside. Abandoned ship.
Abandoned ship! Destroyer on starboard side! Other side, abandoned ship!
I'm coming alongside. Get your men down as fast as you can. Look out for my heaving lines. Let down your nets. I'm sending some men aboard to help you.
Come on down, mate. Don't ever look at the bomb, huh?
Petronet's adrift. Get down, men. Keep your heads down. She may go any minute.
I knew we needn't have bothered with them carriers.
She might have gone up sooner if we hadn't. Nice lot of transport, that. The best we've had.
All right here, boys?
Yes, thank you, sir.
How's the sergeant? Well, the doctor says he'll be all right in a week. He was lucky. What happened to your hand, Taylor? Burn?
It was just a graze, sir. It's nothing.
Well, take care of it. You got a dressing?
Yes, sir.
I expect the colonel will be pretty disappointed when he finds himself with only half a battalion.
They can't start without us, though. Can they, sir?
In this ship, we'll get there before them.
Yes, that's right.
I'm sorry, boys. I'm afraid we're out of it. We're being taken back to Gibraltar.
What does your husband say, Mrs. Brewer? He says things are still very dull. Well, they all say that, don't they? Oh, I don't care how dull it is, as long as he's safe. They're glad they've left the rock. Of course, he couldn't say Gibraltar because of the fence, but I know. They must be either in Algeria or Tunisia, mustn't they? If only we knew. Perhaps it's better we don't know. Ted says there's a strike going, Perry. He says your husband's pretty certain to give it to him. You've no more recent news than that, have you, Mrs. Perry? Bill said something about a strike, too. He says he has a sporting chance. I wonder whether you... I'm afraid I don't know. All Jim writes about are the flies.
What a dump. Not even a flick house with an army picture. I'd hate to be an Arab in peacetime. How about them harems? I haven't seen any yet. Nothing but flies. Talk about the mysterious East. I reckon Lyons Corner House, Coventry Street's got more mystery than what this has.
Well, this isn't, strictly speaking, the East.
What is it then?
Well, I suppose you could call it the Middle East or the Near East at a pinch.
Well, heaven preserve us from the Far East, that's what I say.
Harry, that's your area over there. Iris Cafe.
Right, sir. You come with me.
Yes.
Back.
Good afternoon. Beck, tell him that this is the platoon area and we hope he'll cooperate with us while we're here.
Very good, sir. Monsieur le lieutenant, qu'ici est le centre de l'arrondissement de notre platoon et qu'il envie votre coopération pendant notre séjour.
Oh,
he laughs at the idea.
Well, tell him we're going to kick the Germans out of his country. Maybe he'll like that.
Very good, sir. Monsieur le lieutenant dit que nous voulons vous des empereurs de Bosch. Et sûrement vous voulez la même chose.
Je veux qu'on me fiche la paix.
Says he's a pacifist, sir.
Je vais vous informer, monsieur. Il y a des batailles qui se déroulent dans le nord et dans le sud et dans l'est. Ici, il n'y a rien. Allez là-bas, dans les grandes villes, à Soutro. Je n'ai pas le droit de vous permettre de rester ici. Dites-lui, s'il veut des batailles, que je peux lui donner des renseignements.
He says to tell you, sir, that the fighting's in the north, in the south, in the east, but not here.
He's telling us.
And that he cherishes the peace in these parts. He invites us to go to Sutra, where there are a great many Germans. He says that Sutra's a bigger place than this. That is a fact, incidentally, sir.
And that if you wish, he can give us an address or two. That's very cozy of him. Anyway, our orders to stay here, and here we stay.
Very good, sir. Monsieur...
Je déteste les soldats, je déteste le bruit. Allez-vous-en!
He says he's not very fond of noise, sir, or of troops. Repeats that he's a pacifist and invites us to go.
Allez, filez!
He says he invites... I got it. All right, Sergeant Fletcher, we'll move in.
Very good, sir.
Rock, nothing but rock. Fancy having to farm this stuff, poor devils.
Well, it ain't exactly a picnic for us.
Aye, but we haven't got to live here.
I can't imagine why the enemy should want to take this place.
No such luck. We won't even see him from here.
Now who's worrying? Couldn't be you, could it, Brewer?
No, sir, not this time. It's Luke here. He's worrying about how the farmers get on.
Well, let's hope he won't be here long enough to find out.
We moving, sir?
Don't think so just yet. Anyway, that's what I'm here to tell you about. All here, Sergeant Fletcher?
Just coming, sir. At the double there. Hurry up.
Are we going to have an answer concert, sir?
No, I think the concert part is all a little further forward. All here, Sergeant Fletcher?
Yes, sir.
Right, now, I'll give you the full details later, but the form is roughly this. Our battalion's in reserve in these villages here, and a long way out in front, our forward troops are in contact with the enemy. You may see the German Verilights at night. Well, we're still a long way from them, but there's no reason why we shouldn't keep on our toes, is there? Oh, cheer up, Davenport. What's that?
Some sort of tortoise, sir. There's a lot of them about, sir. Some of the men keep them as pets.
Glad somebody in the place is friendly. Now, this cafe, the man there doesn't seem to like us very much, but he may improve with care. So when you use the place, try not to break it up and be on your best behavior, right?
Yeah. Right, sir.
Very good, sir.
Come on.
Not bad, eh? Here, now what you want is double two. Two. Yeah.
Oh, beautiful, eh? Hey, what about beginner's luck? You've been playing like this for 3 weeks.
All right, all right.
What's the lecture today, Sarge?
Aircraft recognition.
Weather has been as fine as anywhere in England. Yes, it's been a good year all round in Berkshire. The potatoes and sugar beet look like coming on nicely, and other crops are also satisfactory. Of course, Michaelmas has been considered for ages the termination of the farmer's year, but things have altered. Thousands of boys and girls on holiday from school have been helping in the fields and working like Trojans in the harvest camps. It warms a farmer's heart to see a thing like I saw last week in the village of Redshaw by Farrow. A little girl, she couldn't have been older than 5.
Switch it off.
Was walking along the road.
Chad! All right, sit down. Smoke if you want to. There you. I had hoped that we would have seen rather more enemy aircraft around here than we have done, so that you could have kept up with your aircraft recognition without using these model things. However, all we have seen is a couple of rather dreary-looking reconnaissance planes, so we better just run through the German types to make quite sure you haven't forgotten them. We'll start off with a few questions. What's this one? Davenport?
Messerschmitt 109F, sir.
That's right. This one. Luke? Stuka, sir. That's right. Brewer?
Focke-Wulf 190, sir.
Dana?
Lysander, sir.
Parsons, what's the difference between a Lysander and a Henschel 126?
Different undercarriage, sir. The wings of the Henschel are swept back, and on the Lizzie they look as if they're swept forward, but they aren't really.
I wonder what's up. 1 hour's notice, and then stand to. Look at it now.
Suppose that's what the papers call an inferno. How many magazines have you got?
Carriers attacked and broken through up forward.
All right here?
Yes, sir.
Something I could do with a fag.
I say, Corporal.
Quiet, Beck.
Listen, what's that? Sergeant Fletcher?
Yeah?
Do you hear that? Tanks. I'll go over and have a look at that section.
Come.
Section! Enemy in front! Rapid!
Come on.
Fire!
Your men all right?
Yes, fine, sir.
Good. Now listen. They've broken through behind B Company and we've been ordered back into the village. Got it?
Maria, au cave! C'est à moi!
Mortar. Can you see it?
Yes, sir.
Let's try down below.
I think I've spotted it. Where? There! Firing from behind that wall!
Follow me, Beck. Brewer, come on. Sergeant Fletcher, Luke, this way. Fletcher.
See that 6-pounder across the street?
Yes, sir.
I'm going to try and get it working. Luke and Brewer will come with me to give covering fire, and I shall want you too, Beck.
Right, sir.
You stay here and take over.
Very good, sir.
Across the street. See that, Vickers? Take it into wrist bodies and give us covering fire from there. If you keep their heads down and that hill, it'll be all right. Go on.
What's the matter with it, Luke?
Dry. Bone dry.
Right, ruddy hot.
Cut out! Cut out! Step on the victim, man! Where?
Come on!
Look who's here.
Dump it, dump it.
Here.
Last one, sir.
One of them gone anyway.
Are you both all right?
Right, sir.
Well, come on back with me, quick. Check the ammunition, Lloyd.
Yes, sir. What you got, Jeff?
4 magazines and a bit.
Luke, how much ammo?
About 25 rounds.
Ted?
About 20.
Davenport?
Only about 10.
Beck?
About 20.
4 magazines and about 20 rounds a man, sir.
Right, we'll go easy on it.
Something happening over there, son?
They've surrendered. Gosh, I didn't think it'd be as easy as that.
Maybe a trick.
Listen.
If you resist us more, you will be destroyed completely. If you lay down your arms, we promise you good treatment and food.
Who does he think he's talking to?
Yeah, that's right.
I await your immediate reply.
I'd like to take a pot at him.
Beck, tell him in German to go to... Everybody okay?
Yes, sir. Fine. Feeling a bit hungry, sir.
Breakfast may be a little late this morning. You all right, Brewer? Plenty to grumble about?
Yes, thank you, sir.
Good.
Jimmy, this is what we're going to do.
Right. Right, we're going in. Start from here as soon as the smoke comes down. You get that? Right, sir. I'll go see the other section. Right.
Here it is.
Come on, lads. Once more for the day you missed on the exercise.
Story of the past. It's a story of the future. It shows us the kind of men democracies have produced and will continue to produce. Those boys who turned their backs upon civilian life, who gave up the quiet joys of peaceful living to accept the discipline, the danger, and the glory of army life. It happens that the 8 men whose lives we follow in the picture are British Tommies. But those of us who've been with our own troops know that this is the story of our G.I. Joes, too. And that is a story that will never die.